What's up, guys? Welcome back to the TJP Podcast. Today's guest is AJ Background. He's a basketball skills trainer. Trains anyone from like young age to overseas professionals. What's up?
What's good? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, man. It's been grinding, loving it. Glad to be on the podcast. Connect with your fans. Let's get it.
Appreciate you joining me. So AJ, I met you back in March this year.
March. March.
Just moved to Arizona from Australia to continue my basketball career. And I linked up with you to work out and stuff. I just wanted to know a bit about your background. Like you used to play in high school and stuff, and just give us a bit of background on you.
Yeah, background. So, let's start. I'll start even from middle school and make it kind of sweet. Background. We'll start from the young. I wasn't the basketball sibling, really. My older brother, we're 13 months apart. He was a basketball fiend, did basketball since I could ever think. And I was just the basketball dummy that he would practice on, kind of. And but as I got older, starting in middle school, that's when my love for basketball started growing. And then in high school, my work ethic started growing for it. So as far as being a trainer, the roots are within playing the game and within working on yourself. That's what it was for me. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get to play freshman basketball. I was at a new school. I was the second graduating class. So the high schoolers were in their second year and I was in my first year. So they didn't even have tryouts. And then that summer afterwards, I wanted to make the team. I wanted to play. So my work ethic, I just saw my competitiveness within myself go up, and I ended up playing JV. And then, at that point, that's where I started transitioning to like, hey, I'm the hooper. I'm a real hooper. So I started super late. Mm-hmm. And I played the next year, played JV, and ended up playing a little varsity. And then I went straight varsity.
Sorry to interrupt. What's JV? I'm not used to like the years over here.
So JV is junior varsity. So you just think about different levels that you can play in high school. The basketball team has a varsity level where anybody can play varsity if you're good enough. That's the real high school. And then you have junior varsity, which is below that. And with junior varsity, it's the second best. Some schools have freshmen and sophomore teams, mm-hmm. or freshman teams. It's usually just freshman teams, but not all schools have that. Big schools will. So usually it's just varsity and JV. And that's where I belonged. I belonged. Like, man, I remember my mindset, and I was so new to basketball, but in my head, knowing now I was new to basketball, but in my head, I was like, I was a hooper. And then to my peers, I was really good. I was really good at basketball. So, but knowing the game now, I'm like, wow, just young. So that's where my roots started. Detroit, Michigan, went to Detroit Consortium, played basketball. Did not get a scholarship. Some things happened in high school senior year. Did not even really finish the whole season. But I did go to Seton Hall University. That's in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And I hoped to play. The most I got was to be able to practice with the team. Not practice with the team, but be a practice member to help the team out. And then financially, I didn't have a scholarship there. Ended up coming back to Michigan from Jersey. And that gap, because I left in the middle of my junior year. And that gap, it got kind of crazy where I was working hard, trying to, with hopes and dreams to get back and finish school. And then I ended up coming to Arizona. So the transition to Arizona was my cousin was a basketball manager at University of Arizona in Tucson. So I went down there, I did some basketball work. Now, since high school, I've been working in the summer with kids, basketball coach, referee, things like that. I always worked on myself every year. That's how I just continue to get better, no matter if I was playing or not, just getting better and better, playing with elite people and training with elite people and able to give that back. I always had a heart for kids. I always had a gift for communication. So being able to give that back year after year since I was a kid in high school. When I got to Arizona, the first time coming to Arizona was for basketball training. I was doing a couple different camps for the University of Arizona, and it was fun. I was here for a month, and my cousin, he was like a brother to me. He wanted me to come back. I came back home, and he wanted me to come back right away, and I said yeah. I didn't have anything else to do. I said, yeah. Next thing you know, I'm in there at Tucson, Arizona for 6.5 years, doing great, doing basketball, playing in pro leagues. Tried to play a little bit at Pima, which was a junior college, but that didn't work out because of injuries. So I know what you're going through. I can understand that. But I just never threw it all. I was like, it was always a reason to keep me away from being on a bigger stage. That I really I never wanted to make the excuse because people see me working hard and, sometimes it's just not in your favor. Yeah. But people didn't understand. A lot of people too, they're like, man, what's going on? Like it's all good. So the good thing is I still got my chance to play basketball against competitive levels, even to semi-pro. And at the point of wanting to go pro, finally, and just leave, go overseas. And I made the decision. It was the craziest thing. I made the decision to be a trainer. My training was I moved to Phoenix, and my training, which actually started in Tucson, but my training just took off. I really geared towards, just because I geared towards not wanting a job, and using my talents of selling, being a good salesman and being a good communicator, having a gift of communication and loving basketball and loving details. And people, my peers and people younger than me and people older than me, everybody started to want to train with me. And I saw that I had a gift. So from that gift, Ball for All grew. I've been doing ball for all basketball training, and that's it. Like no other job. I've been doing that for over 4 years. Just blessed to be able to be in a position where I do what I love every single day. I can wake up when I want it, and then give the game of basketball to people in a quality way and help them grow. So my story is beautiful, actually.
When I first started training with you, I was like, your like level of training is above anything that I got back home. Was that transition from like playing to like coaching hard to make, like from giving up playing to going to training people?
Not really, because of the age. It was crazy. The craziest thing was being me. It was crazy that it wasn't hard. It was weird because never in a million years I was like, oh no. Like it was just not no way. I'm done. No, I'm done hooping. Like I couldn't see it. It's just kind of like when you're coming out of high school and everybody knows like the real world is coming up. Oh man, what's after this? Oh my God, it's last year. And you don't know what the heck is going to happen after, but hey, you're here. You're 21. I'm 32. We're going to be 32 soon. But that's what it was. It was like, no way. But I took a bet on myself and I said, you know what? If I stop now, and I didn't have to stop. Like I still play basketball. People see how much play. I still in leagues, but it's not the level that I could play. I don't train anymore. Like the way that the levels I could be at, I would have no time for it. And you got, I was like, no, I'm trained. I have a real Mamba mindset when it comes to training. That's actually why I'm really a good trainer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bet on myself, man. Told myself if I stop now and I can't be halfway hooper and halfway trainer. I have to make sure that every single person that knows my name knows that he's a trainer. He's a trainer. He's a trainer. Like, no, my coworker, no, I don't want that. I was like, no, I know the trainer. I know the best trainer. And that was my goal. I said, maybe in 5 years, or I said, maybe by the time I'm 30, I told myself, maybe I'll be something. And I don't know, it worked out, man. This is my purpose. It's been working out, I'll say.
For sure. You definitely made a name for yourself.
Yeah.
I just had a question I was going to ask, but it slipped my mind. Who are some like other trainers that you look up to and watch a lot?
So side note, so the first thing, I have to be honest, the way I look at other trainers is I never really looked to gain. Like this year I have, just because, but I never had to. The way I look at the trainers is more of a surprise, like, oh snap, like I do that, I know that, I do this, I do that. And it's you can say a relief or a kind of confirmation towards what I do. It's like, okay, that person is well known, and I've been doing that, teaching that same exact thing for so long. It just gives me confirmation that I know the game. And then beyond what you see from them, just knowing the X and the O's of the real game of basketball and skill, and knowing youth, high school, college, pro. I look at a lot of people, man. Like this year, I've been able to open my eyes and learn, humble myself and learn, just because. And I like Drew Hanlon for sure, but I haven't never. I met him this year. I told him, I said, look, I don't follow you or anything. I haven't watched your videos for real. But when I met him, I just liked his character and everything. And that solidifies, the things I go through. Like, you train with me. I'm a great person, but when it comes to executing certain things, I'm like, hey, you got it. Like, there's no shortcuts. Yeah. And I like that type of mindset that he brings to the table towards certain people. Like, hey, it's not this. I mean, it's a game. It's cool, but dude, don't waste my time. Like, don't waste your time. So I like Drew, but I think out of all, Phil Handy was one of the first that I actually looked at, and I was like, God damn it! I'm like, to me, I was like, yo, like that's exactly what I'm doing. And I don't like trainers that hate on other people or think they're stealing their stuff. I actually love it. I'm like, yes. That's good. That's it. Like, that's what I've been saying. So they're like big brothers and stuff. It's like a fraternity of great trainers. Tim Martin, really good. He stood out. I just met Tim Martin this year. And Tim, like, if I say a certain path that I'm on, I'm more like Tim. I guess I'm a combination of Tim and all of them, I guess, because I can. Tim is the way he trains. He trains up players from high school, and they get to the league, like starting with Trae Young and things like that. And the things he talks about is the game, the realistic game of basketball with skill development. Like that's me. But then again, I have things that like Drew can, like Drew teaches different individual skill, a lot of individual skill work. But he has a whole bag. I know Drew has a whole bag as well. So I think I fit the norm of great. trainers. If you ask like the norm, like you got the Drew Hamlins, Tim Feel Handy, but he's in the, he does his thing, but he's also in the league. Rico Hines, I have a touch of him as far as the work that he does with communicating and gelling a whole group of guys. I did Stay Ready program, and I love that. Absolutely love the summers for that. And then there was, I believe, one more guy. I can't forget. Oh, I don't know his name, but I just know he has. Well, I'll put two together, which inspired me to really not give up on just performing my abilities, like my ball handling, my footwork, things. And that's Tyler. I forgot his name. Tyler Ralph something. His name is Tyler, and he's for years. I don't follow these guys all the time. I just don't want disrespect, but I just don't want to mess up what I got going on in my head. So I'll check up on their pages every once in a while. But I know Tyler, his name is Tyler something. Maybe I'll show you later. He performs his moves a lot, and his communication, everything. Like, I love it. And he's active. Like, if we play 1-on-1, he'll be ready. Dribble Too Much is another one. He opened the floodgates for trainers like me and stuff, but he's still performing. Like, when I look at those guys, the main thing I look at is, they still doing it. And it makes me say, I can't relax, because I don't have to perform it. When you're a good trainer, you can, but really, I mean, you don't have to perform it on that elite level. You can just show. And these athletes, if you're showing them something, these athletes can't get it. But it just, it keeps me in shape, knowing that, hey, this is the game. We can't slouch. Like, these guys, they're not my Mount Rushmore, but these guys inspire me and show me, like, hey, you just like us. So it's those guys would be my, like, right now, who I'm going to look at, like, when I need some motivation and need to see how the game is looking now. And I can't really see myself, you guys see me, so I don't know how I look in your eyes, but I'm just trying to continue to go up.
Yeah. Back when you were talking about, like, the mentality and stuff, like, that you and Drew Hamlin and stuff have, I really see that, like, off the court, like, when we're talking and stuff, you're like my mate, we're friends and stuff. But then when we're training, if I like mess up something, you're like on me about that and make sure I do it right.
Gotta do it right consistently. You're right.
Make sure, like, there's no cheating, no shortcuts or anything. So I think that's what separates you from a lot of other trainers as well.
Yeah, a lot of trainers, they don't. That's actually what made me understand that I was a good trainer. When you do it to certain, I'll tell you a story. When we was one day, this had to be like 2012, maybe, 2012, maybe 13, I don't know. But my older brother could always shoot better than me. I don't know now. I don't know. It's a little weird. But he could always shoot better. He was better than me, period. I didn't beat him till I was 15. Like, first time, not a 1-on-1, not a 21, not a 3-on-3, 2-on-2. Like, he whooped me every time and he played with me. So I used to, once I got in my, after high school, I was training, I was good, I was doing well. And I would train a lot, and him and my other friends would want to come train with me. When I moved to Arizona, my brother followed me, and him and a couple other guys in, like, the gym would see me training and ask me to train. So this is when I knew that I was a good trainer. It could have been my purpose to train, because I was training kids, but this is when I knew I could train anybody. Whenever you have your older brother and I'm telling him to do something, like, boom, what I'm doing is a jab and one dribble pull up, but it got to be up to 1-2, the left, right, and then land there, stay there. And then he's just jab and doing it in any old kind of way. And in his mind, he's like, man, just shoot it. Like, he doesn't care about the details. and things like that. And I'm like, no, the details matter. And I'm feeling offended. I'm like, why are you angry at me and stuff? But he's a big brother. He's like, man, just shoot, whatever. And I'm like, no, it's not about that. And I really know, like, I know you can make that shot, but how are you going to make that shot in the game? How are you going to counter it if they like you're so in my head, I'm like, I learned on my own so much off of video and myself and training myself that when it got to that point, even somebody who thought they were better than me, I was like, well, it's not about that. I can make you better, even the way you're. And I start seeing people don't like to pay attention to these certain hoopers. That's just, I call them natural hoopers, like in-game hoopers, like in-game bucket. I'm an in-game bucket no matter what. They don't like that details right away. You got to really trust them. A lot of NBA guys, you got to build trust in those type of guys because you tell them to do something, it better make sense. You better explain why it makes sense. Just don't have them going through stuff. When I start doing that, and I start knowing that I would rather leave and stop training you, if you don't want to listen, no matter who you are, I don't care. I'm not about to just let you know, not in front of me. When I started seeing that, that's when I was like, okay, I'm a good trainer. And then when they start listening, and it's like, oh, boom, I started getting more people listening. I started being a yes, no type person. Like, hey, yes, no, no. Do it 5 times consistently. I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like and then to see it work with certain players. The players that every single time it works, and they get better and they get better and get better. I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. So yeah, you in this, it's easier with kids, obviously, they're blank, but I love going older because the communication, the courage that it takes to be a trainer, to open your mouth and tell somebody, whoever, no, that's not it. Like, do it again and do it every single time. As soon as they stop doing it and they halfway do it, like, no, like, you literally didn't do it. And to get on their nerves, I'm like, hey, we can stop. I can go home, like, for real. But to get that buy-in, that's a big part of training. A lot of trainers do not do it because it takes more than just your basketball IQ and everything. It takes something built in to know, like, hey, we got to do it this way. If you don't trust me, it's cool. Just like you okay, LeBron, cool. Bye. Next. Yeah. So you'll get that. It's a simple thing, but I guess it's complex.
For sure. So I've been wondering this for a while now. Where did you come up with the name Ball for All?
Man.
Because it's catchy. I like it.
It is. Man, I've been trying to figure that out. Before I moved here, AJ Ball for All. That's what it was. I don't remember how I came up with it, but I had it for so long, way before I started, not way, but before I started training.
For real?
I had it for a while. It was so funny. I had to remind myself, like, wait, I had this for a while. Like, whoa. I had it as like a username, like back when they had like, what is that called? They had the little I don't know if it was a Nextel phone or something, like the slide phones and all that stuff. And you had the Wii-Me's and all that. I think the AIM messages and things. I had AJ Ball for All on there. I had AJ Ball. That was just something I came up with. The funny thing is, nobody in my life called me even AJ until high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was never like I was Adrian. And I had a ton of other nicknames I created for myself just being a kid, but never was AJ until my high school coach that summer after my freshman year started calling me AJ. He started, his name Coach Carey. He called me AJ. Oh, that's AJ. And I was like, oh, I got a nickname. It was like the first time somebody's giving me a nickname. And then my brother started calling me AJ because we're in high school and everybody's calling me AJ now. It's like, oh, AJ. And I'm like, I'm AJ. Like, what's going on?
It just stuck.
Everybody, it just stuck. I like it. I was like, I'm AJ. I like that. I'm AJ. And then AJ Ball for All, man, it probably came at Seton Hall, man, or something like that. I forgot, to be honest, I forgot what it was, but I know I did all kinds of other ventures before taking on like, hey, ball fraud is my thing, like for real, my thing. And that was after, my brother still runs a company that we actually did together. He's taking it on himself even now. It's called Spiffy Ink brand.
Mm-hmm.
So I had long time I had my let's see that my fault.
Okay.
So a lot of times I have my focus on that, and then after that I was looking for more, and then I just registered Ball for All. I had the name AJ Ball for All, and I just kept it rolling. I started off not knowing what it was going to do. Like, am I just going to sell shirts and basketball gear? But I was like, oh, this basketball training lane grew, and it just grew, man.
Yeah.
Just growing, just grinding and growing.
So you're a busy man. What's your like daily routine look like from when you wake up to when you go to bed?
Well, let's see. It's different every day. Like, well, it's different by the seasons. Mm-hmm. So right now, kind of you think about, all right, so first, right now, as a trainer in this training business, I would say, based off of my perception and my history, you make most of your money through kids. So when you talk about schedules, like, all right, how are you making money? Like, what's your schedule? What? Kids. Like, I'm during this time, I'll make half of my money with adults too, because I got my mornings available. But kids are parents, parents paying for the kids. That's where you make your money. But you need the pros and need all this other stuff to show that, hey, he got it. And then, so you're going to attract everybody. So right now, if that's the case, as a trainer, any trainer, your slow months is going to be here right now, mm-hmm. because kids are at school and they're in season right now. So besides middle school. So when you talk about my schedule, it could be, let me tell you what it could be right now. I could be living a life right now and not, I don't know, vacationing and whatever, and just chilling, making one, 2 trainings a day. But because I don't have to have anything to do in the morning. Mm-hmm. But right now, knowing me, I'm not just any trainer in Arizona. I'm a little busier. I take on a lot of adults in the morning, so I wake up. I wake my eyes early, 6, 7. I finally get up. I purposely get up on my own time, unless I have like somebody who's really worth waking up at 5, 6 a.m. to train daily. Yeah. Then I'll do it, no problem. But I don't have anybody like that. Most of my clients are actually playing pro right now. They're overseas. So right now, I wake up on my own time, take my son to school. Let's see what else. After that, I might have my first client at 10 a.m. It'll be an adult somewhere, college student, adult, somewhere around there. If I don't have one, I'll actually go to the gym and I'll work out myself. After that, I'll probably go home and just relax, eat lunch, eat a snack, chill, do my schedule for the next coming weeks. And, I got Instagram videos that I edit. I have so much other stuff that I would do. And just relax, it's a lifestyle. And then after that, right now, I decided that I'm helping school program out throughout the season. So I'm going to the high school, and whether they have a game or practice, we're all working on getting them better. having a successful season. And after that, I'm back at the gym with training immediately. I'm headed to some gym. I got 5, 6 gyms around
All different gyms.
So I'm going to the gym, probably train 2 clients in a row. So I'll probably get done at like 10, 11. And then, maybe in that time, some days I'll pick my son up before training, but I'm busy, man. And it's I think the craziest thing is I'm going from 30 minutes from home all the way to the gyms. Any of the gyms are 30 minutes away. So it gets a little busy. But it's actually it's more straining on the body in the summer, spring, summer, but it's easier because I'm at one place most likely the whole day. I'm done. But I love it, man. Like if I had nothing to do, if I got off of work, I worked at Bank of America, I would be going to the gym immediately. Like that's who I am. Probably be in a little bit better shape, but that's what it is. So yes, I'll do a day in the life one day.
Do it. That'd be sick. I'm keen to see that.
Yeah.
Going back a bit, when you were talking about like you're playing like in high school and stuff, you said you dealt with your like injuries and stuff. What injuries did you have?
Immediately, patellar tendonitis. I had jumper's knee. That's what they called it back in high school, and that was my sophomore year. Yeah, that was actually my sophomore year, and man, that was so weird. I had it in my left knee, and you actually could see. I guess sometimes you can't see it, sometimes you can, but my knee had a little bump on it. I had to wear the little knee brace and everything. And I was, I wasn't really distraught, but it hurt bad more.
Yeah.
And I had nice calf muscles and stuff like that since I was young. So I was small, probably 5'6", maybe 5'7" eventually, but could jump, hit the backboard finally, stuff like that. But just active, like being small but still having buddies. It was like, whoa, yeah, you can't dunk, but you can jump. So I would have jumper's knee, and it's probably because I wasn't jumping the right way. You think about personal training and things like that. Man, I know we wish we had somebody at the young age of 11, 12, somebody to show us, oh, jump this way or work on your muscles this way or train this way. Oh, it would prevent probably certain injuries. That injury lingered on my whole life, still does to this day. And it took me out to the same thing. It took me out worse in college once I got to Arizona and I started playing for Pima. Before the first game, before the first preseason game even, I couldn't make it. I had to do physical therapy. So I had to basically go to, how long was this? Therapy for two months. And really learned, like I couldn't do anything. It was bad. I thought it was way worse than patellar tendonitis, but I had extreme case of it where I couldn't hoop. I couldn't even hoop. I couldn't bend my knee, couldn't put weight on it. I thought I was done. I was like, yeah, because when you have an injury for so long and it's not healing, it's good to have it. But when you don't feel it healing at all, but you can still function, I'm like, oh, I'm crippled for the rest of my life. Wow. And I just, after 3 months, so I went like a month and a half to rehab and therapy. And then I decided to stop it because we were doing the same thing. So I did it on my own. And then it was like 3 months where it was still not healing. No, it was 2 more months. Sorry, it was 2 more months. It wasn't healing. And I decided, I was like, okay, I gotta lock in. Like, because it just didn't make sense. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I can't move. I can't do anything. And they're saying it's not broken. So I decided to lock in on every single thing, every single day, doing my rehab on my own, doing everything. And after like a month, I started seeing more progression every day.
Mm-hmm.
So the dedication that I took, understanding like, wow, it doesn't matter how I feel. I just have to do something every single day. And I'm not going to get, I like to get results fast.
Yeah.
Like how can I get there right now? What do I got to do? But certain things in life, you got to just keep working on. And I just made it a habit over years. There's certain things that I do still to this day that just, injury prevention and things like that. Things I've showed you some things. I know you got a ton of things as therapists now. So, yeah.
I when you were saying just then about like you probably weren't like jumping and stuff properly, that's how I tore my first ACL. My physio said that my mechanics with jumping and running weren't what they should be.
Right.
So that's one thing that we're doing at physio is like making sure my mechanics are proper.
Right.
Which is good.
Right. How you coming along with that? You
got it's going good. Yeah. Slowly coming back.
Surely, baby. Slow grind like IT.
For sure.
That's how it is. Boy, back with a vengeance. I know.
Yeah. I'll be back soon. You watch much NBA?
I have to. I can't watch it the same way that I used to. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But the trainer just takes over when I watch and I'm like, I need a rewind button every time I watch a big game. I got to be able to pause and rewind. It's just certain things that I just cannot. I got to see that, and it might not even be a score or bucket. It might be something super random that people don't even look at.
That's crazy. Like, I'm the same way. Like, once I decided to make the jump, like a couple of years ago, when I was like, I'm gonna grind to get to the professional level of basketball. Ever since I made that decision, every game that I watched, I didn't watch it as a fan. I was watching it as like studying everything, and like off the ball. So yeah, I know what you're talking about with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you had to pick 5 young players who will take over the league, who are they?
What's young?
Like 25 and younger.
Taking over the league.
Yeah, who are like 5 young players who will be the face of the league in a couple of years?
All right, the face. Guess I got it simple. I'm trying to see if I got so. Woo! This is hard. I got it, but it's like, ooh, like, are they gonna really do it? I've seen so much. So let's see. I'm gonna put my list down for a second. I got Ja Morant on there, Trae Young on there. I have Jason Tatum on there. I have I want to say Zion, to be honest, but as of late, it looks like he could be a Greg Oden. Cross my fingers. But we'll still put him on there just in case. Zion Williamson, definitely, if he gets healthy, definitely. Let's see. I'm missing someone. I gotta be missing someone. I think it's definitely someone. Let's see. I'm gonna go with those people right now. Ja, Trae, Jason Tatum, not Zion. Let's see, who does Miami have? No. Who does
What about Luka?
Luka, yes. I mean, he's already faced. I was like, it's somebody. I'm like, I know some people, Trae Young, Luka for sure. See, that's what I'm saying. It's so much, so much.
Mhm.
And that would have been nice right there. Good. The Spurs. Let's see. We got Spurs got some people. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna give it to Zion right now. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that he gets healthy. But we go with Ja, Trey, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Zion Williams. With that right
No Melo.
now. LaMelo can, but I think LaMelo's role is going to. LaMelo is always going to be a star. He's going to be LaMelo. He's going to be a star, a stud. But with him, just like his brothers, or his brother, actually not his brother, but his brother, they're going to win championships. I think LaMelo Ball will win the ship. Zoe will win the ship. But when they do it, they're not going to be the best on their team, but they're going to bring that, like, you know, that stardom, that charisma, the IQ, the necessity. They're both point guards, great point guards, but they're not going to have to do much. Like LaMelo, I don't think LaMelo will ever be an MVP, you know, but he'll be one of the top point guards in the. But when he gets on the team with great players, even if he gets to like LA or something, he'll be like a fan favorite, you know. But the face of the league is like the top player, like, you know, the top players like, you know, Jason Tatum. Tatum, he's gonna be a top. He's gonna represent the league, you know. So I like him.
Yeah.
I feel like if there's any point guards in the league, I think I would say LaMelo wins the ship before John Morant. I would say John Morant is, you know, you can't really see him being the best player on the team. I mean, the second best player on the team right now until somebody comes along and takes that. And point guards that are the best player on the team usually don't win championships. You think about Magic Johnson, you think about Steph Curry. That's it. But everybody, you know, that's two people out of 30 something years.
Yeah.
You know, who else? You know, usually the top point guard or the best player on the team. You can be a top point guard, but the best player on the team is not the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
if you had to pick, sorry, you go. Those five. If you had to pick one player in today's NBA to build a team around, who are you picking?
One player to build a team around. One player. I will. Man, I would have to go with. I gotta get a score. That's tough. I might as well pick a champion. Gonna build a team around. And most likely that champion, then somebody I can pass the torch down to. Somebody's gonna lead. Build a team around. So it's either it gotta be between one of these small fours out here. Or you know what? If I could build a team around somebody, actually, I would build the team around John Morant. I would build it around him the same way that they have now. But eventually my goal would be to find someone to give the higher option. You know, like with Ja, like I said, it's usual that the point guard is not the best player in the team. But this, like I said, this is usually.
Yeah.
He has so much potential. He could keep no matter what, he could keep my team going. But I'll bring a player that's better than him in the mix, and I'll make magic happen eventually. Somebody who will at least not better than him, somebody who would take way more shots than him, like a Paul George and things like that. Like I would be able to do something like that.
I like that answer. Going back to a bit more training based, I was watching a video of Drew Hanlon today, and he made a good point about how he likes to have like him as a skill trainer and like the player's strength trainer, like them two like talking to each other and on the same page.
Yep. How
important is that to you about having skill trainers and strength trainers on the same page with their players?
It's very much important. It's very much important. That's something that actually one of the conferences we went to was me and Drew and Tim. That's what one of the conversations was about actually. And my guy who's here in Phoenix, DK Dakota, he's I've sent him so many of my clients. I sent Clip Gibson. We went to Clip. I sent these so many of my clients because I know them and we can be on the same page. Understanding the RPE, the rate of the RPE, right? Rate of exhaustion. See how a player feels when they're coming into the gym. Things like that. Talking to the other trainer, talking to the athletic performance trainer will help me understand that. Like, hey, how was Trystan today earlier? What did you guys do? How intense was the training? So I'll know when you're coming in, like, hey, all right, how are you feeling? If you tell me, hey, man, I feel great, and you're moving great, on it, well, we might be able to still do some things. Or I'll take it a notch down if you come in and say, man, I'm tired. And I communicated, with him as well. It's just getting more information about your client. You don't want to stress them out in their bodies. And you want to know what they're working on. You want to be able to also, as far as skill development, like, okay, you've been working on your hips and your athletics, so let's work those hips. Let's do some hip swivels. Let's come here. If it's athletic performance, let's see if you can turn, twist, do whatever it is that's necessary, whatever it is that's creative. Let's try to, and skill in the basketball sense, let's try to execute something as you're improving that part of your body.
Yeah. What else do
we got like 3 minutes, man. 3 minutes. We got like 3 minutes.
All right, sweet. What's one message you'd tell your 16-year-old self?
One message I tell my 16-year-old self. Golly, one?
Just one. One bit of advice.
Gosh, man, I wish I could go father myself sometimes. One message. Yeah, I guess I knew I would be great. I always felt like I was going to be great. But it's kind of like you just still don't know. Man, that's a good one, Tris. That's a good like one thing. 16. All right, let me think about what I was at 16. 16, I was the last part of my junior year and then the beginning of my senior year. That's my 16. I was working. I would tell my 16-year-old self, man, I really don't know, man. I really don't know. It's so much. I think I would tell myself to find the trainer, or I would somehow guide myself, tell myself to seek at that time I wanted to play in the NBA and do all this stuff and everything. And everybody has the potential, but I would tell myself to seek the support that I don't have now. Like that's necessary. Like no matter what, stay close to the support you don't have. So whoever that person may be, instead of me waiting for them and asking, literally going to seek it. So like, in that case, I know I would have found a couple of different people now that I see in my life. It's a couple of different people that I would probably go to, and who knows? I'm going to be, I feel like it's going to be great anyways, but maybe I would have been a little bit greater earlier.
Yeah.
I found my purpose earlier, maybe, who knows? But, I'd rather go and father myself or be a big brother to myself and train myself. That'd be totally different. Totally different. But hey, go find at 16. I was like, go find this guy, Phil Handy, and pay attention. Whoever's older than me, that was back then. So,
one more question before you go.
For sure.
What's some advice you have for upcoming trainers or people that want to get into training athletes?
Decide what you want your niche to be. Basketball is everything, footwork, ball handling, shooting, this, that, rebound, like anything. But you want to brand yourself with a certain niche. Like somebody say, hey, I'm a rebounding coach. Fine. Cool. I'm a defensive coach. Find niche that works for you. That'd be your primary. And when you get your clients and stuff, yes, you work on that, but you work on the full game. That's how you can, people will know what they're looking for. Like, hey, I need my son doesn't play defense, or he's coming to you for defense. And then your job is easier. Whenever somebody wants defense, they're coming straight to you. You become a specialist. Other than that, basketball. You don't have to play basketball. You do have to play basketball, but you can study a lot and be around basketball players and be around basketball coaches to know basketball. So I'll say, you don't have to play, but you have to be around basketball. You have to. You have to be in the gyms, in the practices. So if you're wanting to be a trainer, take the route of going to work for a high school basketball program and stuff like that. That's cool.
No, I like that. Well, thanks for joining me.
No doubt, baby.
I appreciate having me on. Yes. Everyone go follow AJ Background. Instagram will be in the description. For sure.
For sure. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
I appreciate it. Have a good one.